In this draft meta update, I will provide you with all the up-to-date info on the format that you need to crush your next Phyrexia draft. Kicking things off with the format news, this format might as well be called Phyrexia All Will Be Speed, because it is all about that early game. You want to have early creatures, especially 2-drops, and early removal like Hex Gold Slash can prevent your opponent from destroying you when you happen to be on the draw. Moving on to the meta market, there have been some big moves in the color rankings, as you can see. White jumping out to early frontrunner status thanks to strong cards and a good aggressive game plan. Red and green tied for second place because they are also aggressive and also just have good card quality. Black coming in fourth because it's a slower color and its cards just aren't as good in these aggressive strategies. And then blue coming in last because it's the slowest color and its cards just don't really fit within this aggressive landscape. Looking at the archetype section, we also see some major moves here, red-green and red-white jumping out to an early lead, just like they like to do strategically because they're just fast decks that thrive in this format. Green-white is also in a good position. It can have some poison synergies going, but also can just win aggressively. White-black also involves some poison synergy, and then just a solid mid-range game plan. White-blue plays an artifact strategy, which can sometimes do quite well, and sometimes fall a little bit flat, so it's kind of right in the middle of mid-tier. Black-red a little bit below average because its oil sacrifice theme is a little bit finicky. Green-black and blue-green are just a little bit slow, and so they're sometimes just not the best place to end up. Blue-red, especially kind of a finicky, slow deck, not the best in this format. And then blue-black coming in last because it's just a combination of the two weakest colors. Worth noting, though, that any of these archetypes are playable if you get enough rares or support for them. Before I get to more analysis, if you are enjoying this video so far, you can see what I think of every card in Phyrexia by becoming a patron for a couple bucks a month and accessing my full tier list for the set. It's just a really nice way to support the channel, help me make more videos, and gain access to some bonus resources. Looking at my sleeper picks for the set, though, my first one is Sheoldred's Headcleaver, and this is a 4-drop that looks a little bit underwhelming, but the Menace and Toxic 2 have made this a threat that I'm actually pretty happy to have at the top end of my curve in my Toxic decks, because it plays really well with combat tricks, it plays really well with removal, and if your opponent is forced to trade off their creatures in the early game to stop themselves from falling behind, they're less likely to have 2 blockers sitting around to block the Sheoldred's Headcleaver, which means it's nice to be able to enable your poison strategy. And then the final sleeper pick I have is Rustvine Cultivator, a nice little 1-drop for green decks that can especially be useful at stopping early game aggression from like 1/1s or trading with your opponent's 3/1s, but also has the upside of accelerating your game plan and letting you hit your mid-game threats or even your late-game threats a little bit earlier so that if you are playing a slower deck, then you can still keep up with the faster decks in the format. So I've been pretty impressed with this card. If you enjoyed this video, leave hashtag ready to go in the comment section to let me know that you liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.